Hello, my name is Aqueasha Martin-Hammond, and today I'm presenting our experience paper entitled A Case for Making Web Accessibility Guidelines Accessible, Older Adult Content Creators and Web Accessibility Planning. This paper is co-authored with two of my former students, Ulka Patil and Barsa Tandukar, who are both recent graduates of our HCI Master's Program. In this report, we reflect on our partnership with older residents and staff to redesign an internal resident website that the residents themselves conceptualize and manage over the years. So this experience report builds on work examining the challenges of implementing web accessibility guidance, specifically by prosumers that may not be experts in web design, but create content on the web, in this case, a group of older adults. So for this experience report, we specifically focus on accessibility planning, which is phase 3 of this process, which occurred after a set of formative studies with residents where we found accessibility to be a barrier for residents with and without disabilities in using the website. To start the planning phase, students work directly with residents to address visual and interaction design challenges. These students were supported directly by the organization, and for our larger planning efforts, we also provided guidance on accessibility compliance, options for applying web accessibility guidelines, and options for PDF accessibility. So now I want to reflect a bit on the specific challenges we encountered in supporting residents with their web accessibility planning efforts. So the first challenge we encountered was with finding comprehensive web accessibility information sources that catered specifically to lay individuals. Residents requested information to learn more about web accessibility and guidance for creating accessible websites, and we initially sent them links to publicly available resources such as WAI and WCAG. However, they followed up requesting information in lay terms, including information on policies that govern web accessibility. Finding a comprehensive summary that included both historical context of web accessibility and the basics of web accessibility proved to be challenging for us. The second challenge emerged during discussions of options for meeting the WCAG guidelines. The organization was recommended a set of automated accessibility tools that use artificial intelligence to apply the guidelines. We tested the tools and provided recommendations and discussed limitations of the tools, and this led to another discussion of how we might assist residents, many of whom were experiencing changes due to aging and other late life disabilities. So we were trying to figure out how we could assist them in learning about their web accessibility needs. The concern was that some residents may not know what options from the feature list of offerings that might meet their needs because selecting an option was not always straightforward. Our final challenge was exploring options for making PDFs accessible. Many residents relied on PDFs for creating the content they shared online. We did discuss allowing residents to directly manipulate the HTML, but there were some restrictions in place by the vendor that would take some time to navigate, and some residents were more comfortable with PDF. We proposed training on creating accessible PDFs. However, once we shared the instructions, some thought that this was a steep learning curve given the complexity of some of the PDFs and the numbers of PDFs, hundreds of those that were archived. So the residents eventually decided to use a PDF mediation service as the existing options did not seem to be feasible at the time. So based on our experiences, we highlight needs for improvement and potential opportunities to provide better support for lay users that wish to learn about web accessibility, provide accessible content for their users, including through PDFs, and to better understand and support their own accessibility needs. Thank you for listening to our presentation, and we would like to thank our participants and community partners for sharing their experiences with us. Please do contact me if you have any questions.